France is once again in political chaos. Prime Minister François Bayrou's government has collapsed after losing a no-confidence vote, marking the fourth government fall in just over a year under President Emmanuel Macron. Bayrou's attempt to push through a €44 billion austerity budget, featuring cuts to public holidays and reduced public spending, met fierce opposition from both the left and far-right factions. As tensions spilled onto the streets, with growing protests and movements like "Let's block everything," the government couldn't withstand the pressure. On September 8, 2025, a staggering 364 deputies voted against Bayrou, while only 194 supported him, far exceeding the 289-seat majority threshold required to topple the government. But what happens next, and why does this matter? Not just for France, but for India and the world. And while this may sound like just another round of French political drama, the stakes go far beyond Paris. They reach India, NATO, and even the balance of power in the Indo-Pacific. To understand why this matters, let's start with the numbers. France's National Assembly has 577 deputies. To form a stable majority, any government needs at least 289 seats. But right now, no bloc comes close. Macron's centrist coalition, Ensemble, holds just 159 seats. The left-wing New Popular Front has 180, and Marine Le Pen's far-right National Rally sits at 142. When Bayrou pushed his austerity budget, 364 deputies voted against him, with only 194 in support, far above the 289 needed to bring him down. This isn't just a weak government, it's a parliament where nobody has a majority. So why did Bayrou's government collapse? The trigger was a €44 billion austerity plan. It cut spending, even eliminated public holidays, and sent protesters pouring into the streets. The movement known as "Let's Block Everything" gained momentum. And here's the bigger problem. Bayrou wasn't the first. He was the third prime minister to fall within a year. With France's public debt now at 114% of GDP, markets are nervous, investors are on edge, and ordinary citizens are furious. What we're seeing is political paralysis at the worst possible time. Now, why should India care? Here's why. Back in April 2025, India signed a massive deal with France for 26 Rafale M naval fighter jets. These planes are critical for India's aircraft carriers and its long-term defense strategy. Here's the good news. Defense and foreign policy are run by the French president, not the parliament, so the contract itself is safe. But here's the catch: political chaos in Paris can still cause delays. Budget approvals, spare parts, and even technology transfers could all be slowed down. French defense CEOs, including at Safran, are already warning. Instability threatens long-term defense spending. For India, that means the Rafales will eventually arrive, but maybe not on time. Zooming out, this crisis isn't just about France and India. France is the European Union's only nuclear power. It's one of NATO's strongest militaries, and it's a nation that has pushed for a stronger presence in the Indo-Pacific, where tensions with China are rising. If Paris is consumed by domestic instability, Europe's defense posture weakens. NATO becomes less credible, and rivals like Russia and China suddenly see more room to maneuver. For India, this matters even more. France has been one of New Delhi's most consistent partners in defense, diplomacy, and technology. A weaker France means India will need to hedge its bets and diversify its alliances. To really understand the value of this partnership, let's look at Operation Sindoor. During this conflict between India and Pakistan, the Rafale fighters were the game changer. Equipped with advanced avionics, Meteor air-to-air missiles, and precision strike capability, they neutralized Pakistan's air defenses in just hours. With the skies clear, Indian jets carried out deep strike missions that crippled enemy supply lines while minimizing collateral damage. Analysts agree, Rafales were the decisive edge that turned Operation Sindoor into a swift Indian triumph. That's why these planes and France's reliability as a partner matter so much today. So where does France go from here? President Emmanuel Macron has three options, none of them easy. Option 1, appoint another prime minister from his own bloc, but with just 159 seats, any new PM is almost guaranteed to fail. Option 2, build a coalition with moderates on the left or right. That could work on paper, but the left is deeply divided and many refuse to work with Macron. Option 3, dissolve parliament and call fresh elections. But here's the danger. Marine Le Pen's National Rally is already the largest single faction. A snap election could hand them even more power. Whichever path Macron chooses, The next big test is the 2026 budget. If France can't pass it, the crisis deepens. So here's the bottom line. The Rafale deal with India is still safe, but France's turbulence could delay deliveries, strain defense ties, and shake confidence in Europe's stability. For NATO and the EU, it's a reminder that Europe's only nuclear power is in political freefall. And for India, it's a signal to stay cautious, diversify partnerships, and prepare for a world where France may not always be able to deliver on time. What happens in Paris doesn't just stay in Paris. It ripples out to New Delhi, to NATO, to the entire Indo-Pacific. And in this turbulence, one thing is clear. India will be watching France very closely